guys, it's Adria. So today we're going to be talking about how to know if somebody is cheating on you. First and foremost, if you are even questioning it, there's something going on in the relationship. Period. If you question it even the slightest, there's just something there. There's something going on in the relationship you need to look into. Even if they're not cheating at all, it might be a personal thing. It might be just a problem with you. If you're paranoid about somebody cheating on you, that might be a personal matter that you need to look into. But if you have the slightest feeling that somebody's cheating on you, chances are they could possibly be. But that's just number one, get that out of the way. Everybody has different views of what cheating is, but to me, anything you wouldn't want your significant other to know about, anything you feel like you have to hide is cheating. If they are secretive, if they are very brief about things, if they don't talk very much about things, like if you ask them like, oh, what'd you do over the weekend? Nothing. It's like, okay, everybody says that. But if you're like, oh no, like seriously, what did you do? And they're just like, nothing. You sure? You sure you didn't like eat or breathe or sleep or anything like that? There's being brief, and then there are the people that give way too much detail, and I feel like that is also a red flag. Say you're late for work and it's like, oh, there was this huge crash and there were cops everywhere and the traffic was like miles long and I was trying so hard to get through but it just wasn't moving. Really? That very well may have happened, but your defensiveness is a red flag. The people that are like, oh, sorry I'm late, there was a car crash, got here as soon as I could. Yeah. When I hear somebody telling me something and it just has way too much detail to it, I'm just like, how long have you been thinking about this excuse? Like, really? Oh, I couldn't make it to your baby shower because, you know, my boyfriend, he got so sick and he was puking everywhere and there was puke on the wall and then I had to plunge the toilet and then a rat came out of the wall and it was all just crazy. Like, you should write a book, girl, because you have a very creative imagination. When people are very, very descriptive or just completely brief, both sides are different types of people. It depends on their personality. Some people lie in a very brief way. Some people are very detailed liars. You really just gotta know. I can really kind of tell when somebody's lying, and I've really kind of always just had that gift. I can really just tell, like I just have that suspicion. I think it's because I myself am a terrible liar. I can't lie to anybody. So like if anybody calls me out on a lie, I'm just like, yeah, I lied. Okay. And I feel like the lying thing also goes into play with making excuses. Somebody that's cheating makes a lot of excuses. Like, oh, I couldn't be here because I had to work. Oh, I couldn't be here because I had to go do this. No, I can't do that because I have to go be... They make a lot of excuses, and I don't know why specifically that is, because maybe they feel like they're just covering themselves. They feel like they're just completely transparent. They feel like you can see everything. They feel like they have to be in control of something. I've been cheated on before. I haven't really admitted that, but there was one boyfriend who I had for a while, and I did find out that he was talking to another girl, and I just knew it. It didn't come as a complete surprise to me, and he was very weird about it, and everybody's gonna act differently. Everybody, every situation, guy or girl, everybody's gonna be different. I think really the number one thing nowadays is their phone. If you take their phone from them and they instantly get angry, grab it back, yell at you, they're hiding something. There's a lot of debate as what cheating is exactly. Cheating, to me, is anything you wouldn't want your significant other to know about. Whether that be just looking at pictures of somebody else, actually talking to somebody else, going out with somebody else, sleeping with somebody else, no matter what it is, if it's something you wouldn't want your significant other to know about, it's cheating. It's cheating, even if you feel like it's not, even if you're like, oh no, it's not cheating, I mean, we're just friends, you know, I've never even kissed them, right? Like, it's emotional cheating. I'm pulling out the Dr. Phil card here, that's emotional cheating. If you are looking for something elsewhere, that's cheating. That's cheating. You know, it doesn't have to be a physical relationship for it to be cheating. It can be as simple as texting somebody, simple as sending somebody a message, simple as liking somebody's picture, simple as following somebody. It's a lot more simple in today's world than it may have been years ago, where cheating was more of going out with them, seeing them, sneaking around with them, you know, but nowadays you can really cheat very leisurely in your own house. So yeah, back to what I was saying, if you take their phone and they freak out, red flag. Wish I had a red flag to wave around because that's a red flag. Hands down. That's probably the biggest one ever. Whether they be hiding text messages, whether they're hiding photos of the other person, something. It's just something. Brandon takes my phone all the time. I take his phone all the time. We know each other's passcodes. I don't even have a doubt in my mind that he would ever cheat. Like, he would never cheat on me. I could honestly say I could never say that about anybody else that I've ever dated in my life. Even when I dated them, it's just like, I can't 100% say that they won't cheat on me because I don't know. I don't know, but I can 100% say that Brandon would not cheat on me. Why? Because where's it gonna go? From me to what? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Brandon first and foremost is my best friend, and I know that we just have that friendship that it just wouldn't work that way. I would be so shocked if somebody told me that they saw Brandon with another girl. I would laugh in their face. I would laugh in their face. And that's the kind of relationship you want to have. That is the goals, marital status, like that is the end goal, to have a companion that you would laugh in somebody's face if they told you they saw them with somebody else. And if you don't have that, they're not for you. Period. Because the number one thing in a relationship, and I can say this without a doubt in my mind, the number one thing before anything else is trust. Once your trust is gone, it's going to take a while to get it back. Because as long as it takes to gain somebody's trust, it takes twice as long to regain it. If you ever regain it. You know, once you've broken somebody's trust, it's very hard to get that back. So a question that I've been asked in the past before by viewers, whatnot, is, should I take back somebody that has cheated on me? And the answer is, that's up to you. If you feel that you want to rebuild that trust with them, that is completely up to you. It depends on your situation. It depends on how bad what they did was. Maybe they were going through a very unstable time in their life where they just weren't themselves, and they've acknowledged that. And I feel like the number one thing is, did you find out or did they tell you? Because I feel like that is a big part in the forgiveness process. Like, did you dig it out of them or did they confess it to you? Because I feel like a confession is a lot more admirable than having to snoop through all their things and finding out. If they can man up and be like, hey, you know, like, I did something I didn't mean to do and I'm sorry. The guy that cheated on me, we were actually at somebody's house and him and his friend like went off to go do something, I don't know, and he left his phone on the table, and I don't know what made me want to go through it. I felt like there was just something off about him, like he was just being very weird. So I just went to his text messages and he was just texting with this other girl. She was saying something about how she doesn't know how her boyfriend would feel. He was asking her to send him photos of herself. And not just selfies, girl. I'm talking about, yeah. And I was completely blown away by that. And he probably was doing that because he didn't get that from me. So since he didn't get that from me, he went and tried to get it from somewhere else. And she had a boyfriend, and I think she was even like way younger than us. We were like 18 at the time and she was like 14. I was like, okay, so not only is this like pedophilia, this is weird and gross, and like, what are you doing? So when he came back, like, I couldn't even look at him in the face. I don't remember really what happened, but I was super angry and I like ran down the street. I like walked out of the house, like ran down the street, and he's like crying, like on his knees on the sidewalk, like begging me to forgive him, and I'm just like, you're pathetic. And I think the mistake I did make was forgiving him. I shouldn't have forgiven him and I shouldn't have stayed with him, but our relationship didn't last much longer after that. I think it maybe lasted like 4 or 5 months after that, and then it was done. I think we broke up for a little bit and then we were back together, and then we broke up for good a few months later. I mean, if he had told me about that before I found out, that may have been different, but the fact that I found out before he told me, like, that's, yeah. If somebody cheats on you and you've only been together for like 6 months, and they've cheated, like, that is not worth it. Unless like a 1 in a million chance you guys are absolute soulmates. But alright, in the end, when it comes to cheating, no matter what kind of cheating it was, it all depends on you, your relationship, that other person, how much they mean to you, and if you feel your relationship is worth rebuilding, and if you still want them in your life. That's really it. Another thing about cheating that I feel like is overlooked a lot is how they talk about people of the opposite gender around you. I feel like that's something that is overlooked more than it should be, and it doesn't always mean cheating, but I feel like if they can talk about somebody else being attractive to them, it's like, okay, if you can say this to my face, what would you say if I wasn't around, really? If you catch them looking at other people, a good relationship is really hard to find with nowadays, with how easy it is to have access to other people, because you don't have to be out on the town to find somebody. Like, you can just literally go on your phone and be talking to somebody in minutes, somebody you've never met before. So I think now, so more than ever before, it's really important to find people that are trustworthy. Friends, relationships, you need to just be able to trust people, because it's so easy for them to talk crap about you, cheat on you, post disrespectful things about you. Like, the internet has made things so much more complicated. So relationships are more complicated. Again, I reiterate, if you even feel like somebody could be cheating on you, they might be, or that might just be a personal thing with you, like a trust issue. If you've been cheated on before, you could know somebody's cheating on you if they talk highly of other people, whether they have been in a relationship with that person or not. Like, they're like, oh, well, so-and-so wouldn't do this to me. If they bring up their ex and are like, oh, well, so-and-so never treated me this way, it's like, why are you suddenly defending your ex? That is not how life is supposed to work. But again, like, that doesn't necessarily mean for sure 100% that they are cheating on you, but that's a little iffy to be talking highly about somebody that you've broken up with. They might be cheating on you if you guys usually spent a lot of time together and they've suddenly pulled away. For obvious reasons. I mean, because they want time alone to be with that other secret person. Like, duh. So if you guys are used to being together like 24/7 and then suddenly they're pulling away from you, it's like, okay. If they become detached from you, because I feel like in a relationship you kind of form this bond where, like, if something's bothering you, you tell the other person. If you're happy about something, you tell the other person. But if they just become, like, you guys are like this and then you're like, yeah. And that's really what happened with my relationship. Like, it just kind of felt like we just kind of drifted apart, and I'm just like, what happened? It's really kind of just a gut instinct. There are red flags, there are things to look for, but really at the end of the day, it's really just a gut feeling. It's an instinct. It's just knowing. You kind of just know, and that's really weird, and I hope that it's something that you never have to experience, but you really just kind of know. You want to find somebody that you would be shocked. I'm talking your head would fall off your body if you found out they were cheating on you. That's the kind of relationship you want to have. That's really the relationship that I found, because no other relationship is worth that. And if you've been cheated on, I would suggest not to take them back, but in some instances, some cases are different. It's up to you. If they've confessed it to you, that's different. If you found out, like, punch them in the face. No, I'm kidding. You need to know your value. You need to know that you're worth more than that. You're worth more than somebody completely taking advantage of you and, like, pushing you to the side like you didn't mean anything to them. It's up to you. It's up to you. I can't think of any more, things that give away if somebody's cheating. Like, besides the obvious, you see them with somebody else, okay, But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Any more suggestions for videos like this, let me know in the comments below. All of my links for social media are also down below. I will see you guys again in my next video. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye! You don't know. Oh gosh. Oh, it's hot in here. Oh. So I think now more than ever.